Hello, Ella. Hi.
Hi, Ivy.
All right. Oh, you look amazing, Ella. Um,
Thank you. So do you?
we're trying, despite the COVID lockdown, we still have to try to look good, Abby.
Abby, we need to still repeat.
Yes. Well, welcome to the show, a league of inspirational women that I have, started to just help, empower women out there with the right mental, state. And this is a recorded version, so we have a lot of people who are going to tune in to listen. All right. So first of all, what I'm going to do is to introduce you to everyone. So hi everyone. Today I have Ella Chuku with me, and I'm just gonna, you know, tell you a little bit about her that I, kind of like know, and then she'll tell you more. Okay, so I'm gonna read this out to you. So Ella Chuku is a consultant for events and entertainment spaces with over 12 years of experience. She works currently as a principal consultant at A to Z events. That's A, then the number 2 and Z events, and the managing partner at Future Now Innovations and Concepts, a company that undertakes entrepreneurial networking and rewarding innovative and exemplary youth all across Africa through its projects. Escape Awards, well, projects like Escape Awards, Out for Drinks, and the Escape Shopping Festival. She's the founder and director of the Women Who Win Worldwide Network, aka Women Who Win, which I'm also a member of, an initiative focused on the rights of women and the girl child. Her efforts have created a system where support is provided to children, entrepreneurial and career women through mentoring sessions and by providing intellectual, emotional, psychological, and recreational support while nurturing in them a strong sense of social responsibility and nation building. Amazing. Okay, so Ella has worked as the project manager at Innovations Incorporated, where she voluntarily worked with young people from across the world in the development of new technologies and applications. Her passion for events led her to Landmark Africa, developers of the biggest events and convention center in Lagos. And we all know that, yeah. So the Landmark Center, which she managed for 3 years, her invaluable contribution to the development and facility management of the event spaces as the operations manager within the Landmark Africa ecosystem has kept her on as a consultant for recognized brands like Hard Rock Cafe, Lagos Shiro Restaurant, and other brands within. Her drive for development within her immediate environment and a passion for shared knowledge has inspired her to partner with organizations across Africa that are geared towards achieving the SDGs by 2030 and in Africa by 2063. You have to tell us more about these SDGs. Okay. So Ella has a BSc in economics from the University of Lagos and several certifications in short-term professional and civic engagement courses. So that's Ella as
Ella.
But there's so much more to Ella. Ella, welcome so much. I mean, that's an amazing profile that you've got there. So do you want to share with us more than you have told us in your bio?
Okay, so first I'm going to start with thanking you, Ivy, for setting this up. I mean, there are a lot of platforms out there that try to encourage people and try to talk to women especially. Not all of them are founded on the basics of having ordinary people talk to ordinary people. Ordinary people inspire everyday ordinary people. So this is very laudable, and I applaud you for it.
Thank you.
So to answer your question, what else? I'm not sure what you want to hear, really. I've had a lot of things. I've had my hand in a lot of things. I still do have my hands in a lot of things. And even as I speak to you, I'm already working on post-COVID plans. When I say post, I mean post-lockdown plans. Let me put it like that, because this virus has changed the entire landscape of the world. Personal relationships, business relationships, social relationships as well affected. So it's foolhardy for anyone to think that after the lockdown, life will go on as it was before. That would be really stupid. So yeah, I've had my hand in a lot of things, so I'm not even sure where to start. Anything, anywhere. There's something
so,
that
yeah. So I'll just ask like direct questions then. Okay. So in your experience, right? You set up NGOs, and that's one of the well, I would say one of the most difficult things, or sometimes should I say, so is it a myth, for some women, because there are people out there who want to, set up NGOs. They have this passion, this cause, but they do not know how to do that. Is it a very rigorous process to set up an NGO? What do you need?
Okay, so to set up an NGO is basically two aspects that you have to consider: the legal part of it, and then the operational part of it. Okay. So for the legal part of it, it's a pretty straightforward process. I mean, you search for a name on CAC's website, the availability of your name, and then you start the registration process. It takes takes about three months, 3.5 months, thereabouts, to get the entire process done, and then you get your certificate of incorporation, with which you can then open a bank account where donations can be sent in, and then have like a proper structure that can be audited and stuff like that, because people are going to give you funds to help other people. You need to be very accountable. So on the legal side, it's quite straightforward. It will take some time, but it's quite straightforward. On the operational side of things, it's not as easy as it looks on the out, because the truth is, I mean, I'm not going to try and sugarcoat things. There's a lot of mismanagement when it comes to funding through the NGOs, and there's this conception that people use these platforms for money laundering and other illegal activities. So you're going to get the usual, oh, are you for real? Are you really helping people? Are you really going to use the money to do ABC or XYZ? So at the start, operationally, you may find yourself having to use your funds or solicit funds from people who know you, who would give you assistance based on personal recognizance. So you may start off like that, but if you know what you're trying to achieve and you know what your goals are, I mean, it wouldn't deter you that much. So that's what it really is.
Okay, so in that light, right, what you've shared, it's very important for the operational part, for someone to have some, to be surrounded, if you don't have the grounding of setting up operational units, right? Because a lot of people don't have, well, those who have not worked in a structured environment, they might find it very difficult setting up the operational parts of their NGOs. So I'm just wondering, what would be your advice for people like that?
Oh, you have to research. You have to go online and research. I mean, there's pretty much nothing you want to learn right now that you can't find on the internet. I didn't have much knowledge when I started of even like a proper system, a proper operational system or anything like that. Most of all that I know before I started, I got off the internet, and I got off talking to people who had already started things. So my first advice to you would be research. You've got to read, you've got to read up, you've got to learn, you've got to sign up for short courses on how to run a management system for non-governmental organizations. You just have to get into all of that first. And then it is only with that knowledge that you're able to set up a system and a structure that can help you. Because like I said, you have to be accountable. It is a non-profit organization. So people are going to be looking at your books. And if you don't have the proper operational system, many other things will be affected that will just make you look less credible than you really are.
Okay. Well, thanks for sharing. So ladies out there, if you want to set up an NGO, you've heard Ella, and if you need some extra, she might just, help you out.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. She might just, because she's a very busy woman. Okay. All right. Okay. So Ella, now going to the events area of your life. Okay. So I mean, being a member of the WWW, which is an amazing initiative, by the way. So I'll be telling that again. Yes.
Yeah.
We had we had opportunities, to have our events at the landmark as well. And I noticed that the landmark is quite professional in the dealing. So, but I mean, it could only come from having an operational manager who knew, what was up, what was expected, to be able to run such a tight ship. So, in the event space now, what would you give? Because a lot of people who are aspiring to be event planners or event consultants, right? And you also find that a lot of people are now even giving trainings. You have quite some event planners, giving trainings, webinars on, people becoming event planners. What would be your advice? So not exactly in the training part, what you need to know, but as a human being now, as a person who wants to be an event consultant or a planner, what would be the attributes that you should have?
Well, Ivy, like I said, I'm going to be as straight and as open as I can be. I'm going to first start by saying that when I first got to Landmark, there are different aspects of events.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can be a vendor at an event. That's one side. And depending on which kind of vendor you are you a technical vendor or are you a food and beverage vendor, so there are different angles to look at the events space, events industry, from production. There's just so many different aspects. So in as much as I had interacted with events and I had been on the decor side of things, getting to Landmark was a different ballgame, because I was now on the side of the venue owner, if you understand what I mean. So I was looking at the events industry from a different angle entirely, and it's not as copy and paste as it looks.
Mm-hmm.
So, but what I can tell anybody who's interested in going into events, the attributes I would say that you must have: one, you have to be able to identify what it is you're trying to achieve. You must have a goal. If you do not have an endpoint goal, it will be difficult for you to chart your course, to know the direction that you should be going in, because the truth is there'll be too many things distracting you, yes, but if you have an end in sight, an end in mind, you'll be walking towards that direction. So one, you have to be very definitive as what it is you want to do and what it is you want to achieve. Then two, you've got to research. You've got to research a lot. You've got to get online. You've got to research a lot. Digest every single material you can find on the subject. Talk to people who have done it before. See what they've done. See the mistakes they've made. Yes, and then find ways to improve those mistakes. Three, integrity. Integrity is another. I mean, you either have integrity or you don't. There's no halfway.
There's no half. Yes.
But there's no halfway. In the long run, you'd find that integrity is everything when it comes to any endeavor in life. So it will just be: one, be definitive, know exactly what it is you want, what you're trying to achieve. Two, research, learn, study, read. Yeah. Three, have integrity. Have integrity as your watchword, because that would be like the defining mark for everything that you're going to do.
Wow. This is so important because, in the past, in the two areas that you have shared, right, two things or three things I actually just keep on, coming up, and that is researching, right? That is talking to people that have gone on that road before you, okay? And
exactly.
The third one is integrity. And these three things are so important for growth, because really, for you to be able to grow and move, grow from one level to the other, you can't stay with the same knowledge that you have. You have to research, get more knowledge. You also need to get mentors. I mean, you don't know it all. So those have gone, you have to learn to identify those that have gone before you and ask questions. be,
Yes,
I mean, yeah, just be humble to ask questions so that you can learn. And then the third thing,
yes,
integrity. I mean, nobody can trust somebody who doesn't have integrity.
exactly. That's it. That's
Yeah,
it. People can. Yes, you need the trust of the customers. You need the trust of your employers. You need the trust of the people you're relating with or working with.
exactly.
You need the trust of the people who are working for you. So, I mean, if they know that your word is your bond,
yeah,
they'll go to any lengths for you and with you. So, and you need that to be able to succeed. You need, because no man is an island. You need people to be able to hit your goals and to hit the mark that you have set for yourself. So, but people have to be able to trust you. People have to be able to take you at your word. People have to be able to know that you're a headliner and you won't compromise.
You won't compromise. Yeah, amazing. Okay, so the third thing that we're going to talk about is women who win, right? I mean, such an amazing initiative, bringing women all together to actually,
Yeah.
and also to unlearn. Yeah, so
Yes.
tell us about your journey, because I know it's not just here in Nigeria. You've actually, done it all over. What are the challenges you've faced with, building women up in that area? What challenges have you faced?
So the truth is, Ivy, there was a point in my life where I don't know whether to say I was depressed. I wouldn't call it depression. Maybe early onset depression. Maybe, I don't know. But there was
at different stages.
there was a point in my life where I felt like there should be other people who are going through things, who also need other people to talk to and relate to, other women. There should be other women, So I went online looking for any forum, any platform, any group that had anything like that, like what I was looking for, like what I needed at the time. But I didn't find any, and that was what drove me to start.
Yeah.
And then we started, and then we thought, okay, good. What is the essence of there's a purpose for everything that everyone is involved in. There's a purpose to life. There's a purpose to what is this purpose? And some people say, my purpose is to be Africa's #1 millionaire. My purpose is to be the richest woman in the world. My purpose, look, those things are important, yes, but they're not okay, so we've been hearing a lot of essential in this COVID-19 period.
COVID, yeah, I can tell you.
Yes. So you see, all those things are important. Just like the Barbie salons are important, the real estate companies are important. Yes. But essentials, you talk food. Yeah, you talk about food. Yes. So food is essential because, I mean, you can do every other thing, but without the essentials, you're lost. So in setting up the women who win, we have to look at setting to purpose and focusing on the essentials, which is helping other people from wherever it is they are, from whatever level it is that they are at, and bring them up to a level where they should be, where they also can now help other people.
Yes,
come up to a better level. So it was certainly the organization that we set forth the purpose, which is to help women and girls all over the world as much as we can, providing support in every aspect, socially, entrepreneurially, physically, mentally. Yeah. So it's been an amazing.
Yes, it has actually. Yeah.
I've met the most amazing women, and from time to time I think about it, and I'm amazed at how far we've come, how much we've done, how much we've been through. And I remember the levels we were at when we first came together. I remember, and I look at where we are right now, and it's almost like, oh wow, we came this far, and look how many people we brought along with us, who are now bringing us people in turn. So I mean, it's fulfilling. It is.
It really is. I mean, it's so important that you say what you said now in terms of the journey, because most times people don't sit down to look at the journey, how far they've come, and then even also be grateful for what they've achieved, right? And no matter, even if it's just one life, one woman's life that we turn around, it's
exactly
so amazing.
Exactly.
You know, it's so amazing. You know, to
exactly. And another thing I'm going to add, Ivy,
Mm-hmm.
is so you know, before the organization really took off, and you know, we got into the activities that we do have frequently. I'd like to put it like I was in a bubble, kind of, you know, if you've been raised up in a certain way with certain standards, it's unthinkable that people live below those kind of standards that you've been raised with. Absolutely. Yeah. So you never really give much thought to the fact that people maybe eat once a day. You never really give much thought to the fact that people got any thought. But it wasn't until Women Who Win started going out and interacting with people and seeing that I saw how much, how I don't know, how horribly some people live, the kind of standards that they're subjected to. And then it just does two things for you. One, it makes you even more grateful for where you're at. You know, all your complaints just fly out of the window. You know what I mean? Your complaints literally, they just disappear. You can't complain anymore. You now find yourself in a state of gratitude, permanent, constant gratitude, because you have it better than most. Yeah? So that's the first thing it did for me, and it will do for anyone. The second thing it will do is it will make you feel like there's more to life than just eating and drinking.
And dressing up.
And getting into your fancy car, wearing your fancy clothes and your fancy shades, you know.
There's more to life, I tell you.
At the moment. Exactly. Because there's more to life than just eating and drinking. There's more to life. There's more to it. And then, I mean, you never really notice things until you step out of your bubble, come out of your bubble, interact with people.
Yes.
In the same society as you are, not in another society. They're not even so far away from you.
Exactly.
Do you understand what I mean? They're in the same vicinity as you are. So, I mean, that's just what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so amazing, right? When you step out of your bubble, right, and you begin to really see through other people's eyes, it kind of like changes who you are. It grows you. It shows you. Yes, it grows you. Yes, because then you realize that there's more. Like really, even you're coming to the world, it's not really about you. It's about people.
Yeah. It's not about you.
Yes,
it's not about people. Which is why when somebody passes on from this life to another, I don't.
You're breaking. Okay, Ella, you're breaking. I've not heard.
Continue.
Okay,
So
Ella,
like
Ella, you have to say that again. You were breaking, so we missed everything you said. Can you hear me? Your network is breaking. Okay, we're back. Sorry.
Hi, Ivy.
Okay, we're back. The network went up, but we're back, so you can go on. we missed that amazing thing you were sharing.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So I think what I
Breaking again.
said was
we're breaking again. The network is really. Network, please be good. We're about to get some serious gold. Network, please be good. Still breaking.